Welcome back to Stick to the Planner. I have my boss here,
Oh, don't call me that.
Phoebe Enterman, my fearless leader.
We're co-hosts right now.
But
It's an equal playing field.
Co-host, that sounds a bit cringy.
We're friends.
We
actually
are
genuinely are
friends.
friends
We're like
outside of this.
Besties.
Yeah, we literally live like upstairs and downstairs.
We do.
from
We
each
do.
other.
We have a really good life. We're having
it's fun. It's
fun
fun.
time at the moment. So we're going to talk a little bit about probably a pretty dicey kind of topic.
Yeah.
The whole thing is, can I be pro-life and pro-choice? Oh, yeah.
Even when we were writing this down, we were like, ooh.
We're trembling in our boots right now. You can't tell probably, but yes.
And not for any other reason, but like everybody's expectations of like what that means,
Sure.
right?
And if you want to get into this industry, these are the questions you're going to be talking about, you're going to be asking.
Exactly.
So can you be?
Hey, this is the big, the big discussion, I guess. People have asked us this so many times on our website. We had to put an FAQ, like literally at the bottom of our website, like addressing this because
Sure.
everybody like wants to come after it. But yeah, I think it's a big topic. I think it's something that you really need to delve into. But yeah, I'd like unpack a little bit about just you and like your approach to different things. Like let's maybe like get to know a little bit like the people behind this before we
Sure.
like delve into our take on this like huge kind of immense topic.
What are you asking me?
Well, you kind of like you threw in a little like baby grenade in the last episode.
I love it. Baby
and
grenade.
it's so funny because like, yeah, you kind of alluded a little bit to maybe some of your beliefs in the past are a little different to what they are now. Like unpack kind of what that has been or...
Yeah. I guess I would have seen myself as a very typical, I don't want to use these words, but quote unquote a conservative. Like I just, I was born and raised that way. That was the kind of... That was the environment I was brought up with. And I think there's really beautiful things on both sides of the equation, like left and right, like whatever. But, coming around to thinking in a different way about things. And I feel like I have maybe become more centric or more centered, whereas some people might think, oh, you've become more liberal, or some liberals might be like, hey, you become more conservative. So everyone does. There's a pendulum, and I just see... I see politics and the bigger issues as kind of like, this pendulum that's swinging, and sometimes we go backwards and forwards, and you do really want to land up in the middle, So I'm doing my best. I'm just trying to be, I feel like I'm an open-minded person. Like I'm trying to keep open-minded and to think differently. And this is why I love hanging out with you, because I feel like you challenge a lot of...
You do to me as well.
Well, yeah, it's a mutual thing, but... I want to be that kind of person. I want to really just get alongside people and be like, what does it mean to be you, and what's your experience? And you've had a different experience to me. Yeah.
And I think that's something we like really value at Planner. And I feel like I've always been like, ever since I can remember, just like, I've always been raised Christian, but I've always just been so pro women, like so interested in femtech, so interested in everything. Like when we started this, I was like, oh my goodness, this is so my dream kind of organization to start. But yeah, I think as we have, like the way we approach issues is really trying to like weigh up. I remember being in a lecture that I heard, no, it wasn't a lecture. It was a discussion group somewhere. And I think it was you, like 5 years ago or something. You said the phrase like, the truth is in the tension.
Wow.
Did
I really say that?
Which I thought was very profound. And I have taken that with me like everywhere. And that's actually crazy because we weren't even like tied at the time. But the idea of like the truth is in the tension, I think it's so easy to just go from one side to the other. But like holding people's experience, holding the good and bad from both sides and saying the truth is in the tension. The truth is never an easy thing. It's a delicate balance of things. And so I think that helps maybe a listener understand a little bit like how we approach this personally.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So maybe let's start with a disclaimer.
Yes. Actually, we need to start with a big disclaimer. So I think you have said it best. So you go for it.
So everything that we talk about like Planner is a 501c3 organization, right? We are not a political organization. We're not a politically affiliated organization. And one of our brand like nevers is that we will never become politically affiliated. So when we use the words pro-choice and pro-life, we aren't talking about it in a like legislative, political way. We're both Australians. We don't vote in this country. This isn't about legislation and access. What we're talking about is the way we show up for women and the way our values are interpreted in the support that we give for women, right? And so pro-life and pro-choice is a bit of a different discussion than the political side of things. So I just wanted to make that like very clear. But we still need to define like what pro-life and pro-choice are for us, right? Like what in how we go about this, like what is pro-choice really mean to you in terms of like an unplanned pregnancy support situation?
Okay, so there's a lot of stuff around the terms pro-life and pro-choice.
Yeah.
This is a big one. And again, like you were saying, we're Australian, so we kind of, I think it can come at it from a very
like
outsiders hands off
in the air, like we're here to help.
Exactly. We just don't we're not involved in that political discussion. Not saying it's wrong to be. That's just not us.
It's just a different.
That's a different conversation. That's not what we're doing here. What, in terms of Planner and our organization, what do those? Can you define those terms for me? Pro-life, pro-choice. What does that really mean?
Yeah, I think like from a pregnancy help perspective, it's like what are my values firstly, and how do I let them play out in the systems and support that I design to give to women in these situations, right? And so a lot of, I'd say the pro-life approach here is like every life is valuable and is sacred, and we need to do whatever we can to protect the life of the mother and of the baby as well. And then the pro-choice side of things is, regardless of the outcome, the woman's right to choose is important, and she should have the freedom to be able to choose a pathway, have access to, information, and should be like respected regardless of what her choice is. And again, these are different definitions to the political definitions of these. And I was talking to our co-founding team earlier on, and we were just talking about like, we want Planner to be a pro more choices, pro better life organization, right? I really do value the life of the mother, the life of the baby, not just quantity, but quality of life. But I also really, really value her as a person and respect her right to choose and respect her right to make a smart and informed decision. And so this is what we're trying to do as an organization, hold these two seemingly opposing things together and say the truth is in the tension, and what's actually helpful to women is how we weigh these up and present it to her.
Yeah, wow. Girl, you're so smart. Like, no. I feel like
there was a whole team behind this.
I know,
there was 4
but
co-founders here. This is the result of a years long of conversations.
But you communicate it so well, and I'm just thinking, like, as you talk, I'm like, wow, this is how my mind has gotten changed on different things, not just because of you, but in that kind of way of thinking. Like, it's just such an important way to think and to really think about what we're saying, because I feel like we live our life in sound bites now. We're just like, oh, this person, like pro-life. Okay, I'm just automatically triggered because this is what that means, or pro-choice. And to actually stop and cut out all the noise and be like, hey, this is what this means. That's so good, so mind-blowing.
Yeah. And I think the more people hear this kind of message, the more, like, I'd say the majority of people like want to believe in something that's unifying. It's just the society we live in that's always pushing us to extremes. But like at the end of the day, the main point of being a pro better life, pro more choice organization is trust, right? It's and that's one of our brand values. We can be trusted. If I coerce you into making a decision based on what I value, like, can you trust me? No. If I distort information based on what I value, can you trust me? If I railroad you, if I don't present all the options, if I X, Y, and Z, like, can you trust me? If I don't have any sort of medical standards that I'm holding to, can you trust me? And if the answer is no, then I don't think that is living in that tension. Right? And so everything that we're trying to create here at Planner is a trusted space for a woman to take a breath and know that there's so much noise out there around unplanned pregnancies, what she should and shouldn't do, what's morally right, what's blah, 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 blah. She needs a breath.
Girl,
right?
That's so true.
And so, like, one of my dreams, and like if you're out there and if you're a medical doctor, please hit us up because I'm looking for people. One of my dreams is to get a pro-life and a pro-choice doctor in the same room to sign off on our information and our options counseling, right? Because I want to stand before women and say, what we have here at Planner is unbiased. What we have here at Planner is medically checked. What we have here at Planner is something you can trust. You can take a breath. You can take space. You can have a breather knowing that this whole organization was designed for your best interest, and we'll keep championing that forever, right?
It's amazing. Like, I just even think of that in a practical way. I'm like, the people that I bring closest into my life, like, they've sat there with me while I'm going through something hard, and it's not shooting information or like, you know, like it's just, they were just there. And so that is what Planner is. Like, we're there. Yeah. We're there. We're going to help, but we're not going to be a megaphone on you, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
that's actually so profound because, yeah, like, you're right. Think about all the times in your life where someone's actually been helpful. Like, think of like the mistakes that we've made. And think about the hard times. Like, think about if anyone ever wants to like share something with you or be there for you. Since when does like coming in and parading all the things that we know ever work? Ever.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
I think it was your auntie who shared this with me, but she was like, you know, you've got to put change in that bank account, in that little piggy bank, you know, and until that thing's filled up, then you don't have the right to be speaking into that situation. Yeah. Until you've been, you know, developing that relationship. And I think that's really where we're coming from, is like, that's Planner's mission. Yeah, yeah. And I think people always will jump in with a lot of preconceived ideas. As a pregnancy resource center, 501c3, faith-based, Las Vegas, a lot of random things going on, right? But at the end of the day, it's like, get to know the people behind it, see for yourself, right? Yeah. If this is something that you can trust, because that's what we're trying to build. Sure. I love your line, pro more choice, pro better life. Yeah. Anyway, thank you so much. Look us up on socials, make sure you follow us, and we'll see you next time.